Hello again, everyone. This is Gilmer, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Field of Glory Empires. This is episode 3, and I'm actually recording episode 3 right after episode 2, so if you put comments on episode 2, I probably will not respond to them or even address them. Well, I won't address them in this video because there's no way I can see them. I just uploaded episode 2, but I will respond and comment in episode after I've you know after you've had a chance to comment or make suggestions. I will obviously comment and reply at that point, but at this time I am unable to do so. Down here gives you the message log. If you want to, you can leave that up. um, I actually like leaving these types of things up just because I this game is like very many Asia games. If you don't read every single message, you are doing yourself a disservice, and it could hurt you during the game because certain things might be missed, and you certainly don't want to miss it. And that is why when you get into the late stages of the game, such as after the turn, and you're going into the last third of the game where you're in uh, current age or whatever it is, basically after year zero, you that's the late stages of the game, and you get when you get a lot of regions under your control, you get a lot of messages, and it becomes kind of tedious. It does. It's hard to micromanage it now. You can let the AI handle some of your provinces, I think. But it's like a lot of games with AI management of provinces, it doesn't do very well. From what I remember, I think you can do that. I think I'm remembering that with this game, but it it can be a chore at during the end stages of a game to micromanage every one of your regions, and even if you manage them at a province level, it's still it can be still very daunting. Uh, so anyway, at the end of turn two, this is I it says turn two, so this is turn two. I am about to progress to the next turn, and my army is going to march to Senones. And if you noticed, it says it has a 1. That means it's going to take one turn, this next turn, to get to this region, Picenum, or Picenum, or Picenum. I don't know. Picenum sounds the best to me. And that's because the reason it only takes one turn is because you have a road built in Tiberias, and you have a road built in Rome, a paved road in Rome. So the move when you move across regions that have roads, obviously you move quicker, and so that's one reason to actually build roads if you can. Let's see. Here's one paved road. This is regional roads. They don't. Oh, they have paved roads down here as well. So this area is kind of built up. So anyway, let's process the turn. This is metals. Before I process the turn, this is metals. You have to have a certain amount of metals to build army units and for their upkeep. As you can see under the description, metal is a resource accumulated globally, which is used almost exclusively by military units for their recruitment and upkeep. Only the heavier units of your nation require metal, and that would be the legions and the ally. If you go above your maximum, coming in part from your military expertise, 1/4 of the extra will be lost each turn. And what that means is if you have a certain um, amount that you can get to, the number, and it could be 400, it could be 500. If you go above 500 and that's what's your maximum, then you have decay basically of 1/4 of the extra above the maximum you're supposed to hold. So if I have 500 as a maximum and I had actually 600 in metal, I'd lose 25 of that extra 100 due to decay. So that's something to keep in mind. You can sell your metal at times, which is actually a pretty good idea if you ask me, because you can make a pretty good amount of money selling your metal. And it's kind of an event. It'll pop up and it'll be a decision you can make. And let's take a look at decisions before I do anything else. So right now I have all these decisions I could take. Gods of old, religious ceremony. Religious ceremonies were already very important in ancient times. Worshipping had a wide range of practices, and people were prone to adopt the gods of other ethnicities if this could give them some supposed benefits. Expires in 11 turns. So there are 3 different things you can do here, and one is add a feast to the calendar. That will affect your tax income. It'll affect your loyalty bonus. You'll get a +5 loyalty bonus, which keeps your regions in check. You can do a sanctification decree, gives a 10 loyalty bonus to regions with at least one religious building like a cult site or temple. Democracies and republics only get a +5 bonus. Theocracies get a +15 bonus. And obviously a theocracy is a country that is run by the religion, and that's why you get a +15 as opposed to a +5. In all cases, some money will be spent for each religious building in your nation, and the loyalty bonus lasts 12 turns. Then there's a deification, and this, I'll leave this up there for a little bit, and you can pause it and read it. +5 loyalty bonus with regions with religious buildings. A certain number of regions in unrest will return to a quieter state. So you can have a region in unrest, and that's not good. That's the precursor to it revolting. Develop infrastructures, which that was very loud. Have the workers work harder. Buy extra construction materials and bring in foreign engineers. So basically what that does is it gives you more infrastructure points, and which makes your population build stuff quicker. Have the workers work harder. So your building infrastructure output is +15%, but you lose 10 loyalty because people made to work harder aren't necessarily very happy about it. And so anyway, getting back to what I was saying, you'll get a decision like that says, would you like to sell a certain amount of your metal? And you can, and it'll give you a certain amount of money. And money makes the world go round, and especially in RTS games and empire building games, you have to have money to buy troops, to build things, to do all sorts of stuff. And if you don't have the money to do it, then you're not in good shape, obviously. And so I don't know if there's a way to look at the money. Nation traits. So this just gives you a rundown of all the traits that you currently have. Part of it is from your leader, part of it is from your faction, that type of thing. I don't see where these are all your modifiers, which is similar to nation traits. Okay, overview. Money poor. Lost 49% in 1 turns. And basically what that's telling me is I bought those 2 legions. Manpower stable, lost 9% in 1 turn. Manpower takes, to build military units, you have to use up manpower. Depending on the size or the type of the unit, the more manpower you will use. Metal stable, gain 0% in 1 turns. enemy fleet equivalent enemy army strength weak. This is giving me an overview of my war. So the Senones has a weak army, and we both have a weak fleet. I don't have a good fleet, and he doesn't either. But okay, so I said we were gonna process this turn, so let's go ahead and process this turn and see what we get. As you can see, my unit entered their region, and there's actually an army here. My army strength, combat power is 86. Their combat power is 48. He has a general, unfortunately, has a general that has a 2 defensive rating, which will help him immensely because I am attacking. But I have a general with a 2 offensive rating, plus I have a bonus called flanker. So we could export the battle, which I'm not very good at Field of Glory 2. I feel like I'm slightly better at pike and shot campaigns, which is very similar to Field of Glory 2. It's just obviously the units are different because Field of Glory 2 uses ancient units, and pike and shot campaigns uses units from the medieval times and the musket era, that type of thing. So there's a difference of about 2,000 years or 1,500 years between the two. I think I'm much better at organizing and using troops that have guns than I am with units that have they're just either melee or they're bow, missile units that use bows. So I could export the battle. Let's take a look at the battle, or we could just view the report. And this is basically instant battle is what it does. It tells you. And I don't know if using view report gives you the exact same thing as view battle, but there is a good chance that it does. But let's just view this battle. I should win this. Almost twice as much power, but you never can tell. So this is the in-game battle. This is not the battle that is transported to Field of Glory 2, but as you can see, I have my skirmishers, I have my legions, and they're all on kind of a grid. So the terrain is plains, so my legions will fight at optimum strength, and terrain defense is 0, so that's good for me because they're in defense. So let's start the battle. The ranged phase. The ranged phase takes your ranged troops and they get to take their shot basically. And if you have more ranged troops, you get more out of this. And as you can see, the little orange with the cross in it is where units are being targeted by my ranged units, and then they're targeting mine. So let's see what happens. Okay, that is very freaking loud, but I don't know if I can change it at this point, and I apologize for that. But as you can see, the ranged turn basically does some damage to them and does some damage to us. This is tired, exhausted, exhausted. And troops that are tired or exhausted, and I have 2 of them, don't fight as well. They get a penalty to their defense and positive. And if you cursor over them, it says ranged phase, using ranged phase, ranged defense rating, combat rating 3, total rating 5. And it gives you the base dice as well. So I'm sorry about the sound. I'll fix it. I had fixed it once already, but for some reason it sounds very loud again. So each unit will face off against the other unit across from them. This is their initial attack ratings, or my attack rating and his, or combat rating, I guess is what it is. So my combat rating of a legion is 9. Their combat rating of heavy infantry, which is not as good as mine, is 6. And then we both have 3 die rolls. And let's just... So what it does is you roll 3 die and they roll 3 die. And then it takes the highest die and adds it to your combat rating to give you your adjusted battle or combat rating, which 10 plus 9 is 19, 8 plus 6 is 14. So 19 to 14, that's a plus a 5, and so it severely damaged their unit. I could go into a little bit more detail, but just know that if this number is a lot higher than this number, then your side did good. It damaged the enemy very significantly. Next one, I have my ally, which are kind of like legions, but they're not as well trained, and I'm against war chariots. So the combat rate is 7 against 5 and 3 die. So let's just roll the die. So as you can see, 16 to 15. They rolled a 10, I rolled a 9. So that gave them a little bump up. The difference was only 1. I think that was considered a draw, a skirmish draw, but I'm not positive. But it certainly wasn't a decisive one, a decisive battle. Okay, they're warriors. As you can see with this orange symbol in the upper right, they're either exhausted. I'll see it says -1 exhausted. And so their combat rating is 4 because it's a 3 initial -1 exhausted plus 2 support bonus. And they're regular, so they're 4. I'm a 7. And as you can see, they roll better than I did again. They got a 9, I got an 8, and that brought us closer together, so that 8 plus 7 is 15 and 9 plus 4 is 13. So I did win that battle. They're lesser troops, so they did take some damage. Another one, warriors that are exhausted, and this is my cavalry, which isn't very strong, so hopefully I'll get a good roll here. And I didn't. But my troops are skirmisher troops, so they don't take 1 damage because of being skirmisher. But as you can see, start out 3 to 2, and then they got a 10, and my highest one was an 8. So 8 plus 3 is 11, 10 plus 2 is 12. So they kind of sort of beat me there, but because I'm skirmishers, it was more of a draw. Next one, 3 to 2. These are my velites against their cavalry. That's I think medium cavalry is basically what that is. So I beat them in combat rating by 1, but they're skirmisher as well. So as you can see, I took 2 damage and he took 1. We were tired. I don't know. But see, I have an extra unit. This extra unit gets an extra attack against them. So let's do that. 4 to 2. And when it's an extra attack, they don't get the benefit of some of the die. So it's just 1 die against my 3 die. As you can see, that die roll for them was horrible too. And my die roll 9 was pretty good. Plus 4, 13 to 4. So they have a skull over that unit. That unit is completely destroyed and taken off the battlefield. Again, Legion against heavy infantry. And again, I beat them. 10 plus 9 is 19. 9 plus 6 is 15. Another one. This guy is tired because of the ranged episode. But as you can see, I rolled horribly and he rolled excellently. 15 to 10. I lost that battle or that skirmish. Next one, 7 to 2. because it's a legion against warriors that are exhausted. So, and because I was 4-2 and they only had two of these little health units left, we killed them. So they're off the field, and as you can see, all their warriors are lying dead. Next one, evenly matched velites against warriors. Actually worked out pretty well for me, 12-10, and they took some damage. Next one, velites against cavalry. They're tired. It's a stalemate, so we both took damage, but my velites died. But I get an extra attack with this unit. So, and as you can see, we destroyed that unit because we had 3 die. We rolled a 10. They had 1 die. They rolled a 1. 14-3. Complete destruction there. And so then this, when you get to this part, when it says pursuit, that means you won the battle. If it says stalemate, you both retreat and then you fight another battle. So in pursuit, you get to kill more of their men, basically. And so you can see I killed some more of their units. And Rome won the battle. Oh, I think I click here. View report. So this is a report from the battle. I killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their units. They killed 1 of my units, and I won. But does that mean I keep the region? It actually does, because they don't have a fortress here to stop me from taking that region. So I took that region. As you can see, I dropped 10 spots. I'm still, I think, in the top third. Oh, I am in the top third because I did get another progress token. Messengers have arrived. It seems Rome and Illyria are cooperating with each other on several levels. If you remember, that was the faction that wanted to cooperate with me and sent a messenger with a treaty offer. Samnium is seeking cooperation treaty with us, paving the way to more in the future. So I'm going to cooperate with them for a while. It's a great victory. I guess I should have read what it said. Piceneum has been added to our nation. We took it from the grip of the Senones. That was based on that battle. So, and I think it was an objective region for me, and an objective region automatically gives you a progress token, and that's why I received a progress token. Under the Patrician Party governorship, objective region Piceneum has submitted to Rome +1 progress token, which is what I just said. The Patrician Party is gaining support in the Senate, currently very strong. And it's interesting to note that if you lose the support of the Senate, the ruling party changes. So they're still doing good. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Latium Rome saw an invasion by Samnium. The local forces crushed the invaders. That's basically a raid, is what they did, and we beat off the invaders, or we destroyed the raiders. A poor choice of words there. Patrician Party has tasked the armies of Rome to conquer Illyricum. New objective. So we've got a cooperation treaty with them, but we have an objective, and the objective is their region, one of their regions. That's going to bring us into conflict. Another objective region is Padus in Cisalpina, and that's a independent. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not. Is it? No, it's part of this faction, the Celticia. Celticii. I don't know how you pronounce that. And, just ignore my poor attempts at pronouncing it. So I have two objective regions that I could take for a progress token. They're far away, so it's not going to be immediately. But as you can see, this region I just took, it is under pacification. This region is under pacification. And even if the people there start to accept the new ruler, this organization is still affecting heavily the land, towns, and cities. Loyalty penalty minus 20. Food penalty minus 25%. Infrastructure penalty minus 25%. Commerce penalty minus 50. Culture penalty minus 50. Under pacification, duration 4 turns. So basically, I have to wait till 4 turns before I can, really count on this region not acting up too much, and plus I've got to build it up a little bit. And as you can see, I have Celtic citizens and italic slaves, and the ethnicity of the region is 57% italic and 43% Celtic. So there is a decision that you can choose later on that will help you convert some of these to italic. I don't know that it has been given to me yet, but anyway, that is the end of this video. I recorded it on the same day as episode 2. The reason being is I don't really get a chance to record on Sundays, and so I wanted to have a video ready for Sunday just to upload. And so if you put any comments on episode 2, I'll reply to them, but if it's suggestions, they won't be incorporated into this episode, obviously. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot.